Oh yes, hello Matisse. How you doing? Come sit down and welcome back to Football Therapy. It's really good to see you again. Last time we were doing work together, we were trying to get you through some really difficult Romelu Lukaku related trauma.
Um, yeah, I guess
I really hope you're beginning to move through that. And what brings you here today, Matisse?
I guess we'll start with Wembley. It's where I grew up. I saw things at a young age that I shouldn't have seen. I was spoilt. But I was hanging around with older guys as well. They had alcohol problems every time we went to Wembley. They just used to drink all the time. But you know, we used to cause chaos. It was our home. Every single time we were there, our enemies never stood a chance. They were clueless. They were defenseless. We ran a rampage on them. And like I said, they had alcohol problems. I was a kid. Drinking always led to more drinking because we was always winning. It was Corona turned into champagne. Put the C in Chelsea, you know. But yeah, man, they were good days out. We got into trouble before and after. But what can I say? We were winners. Everybody knew that was our area, our zone. Step foot in there, you were a man down before you even walked in. That was the life.
Ah, yes. So it seems Wembley is an area that you have history with, something that you're trying to work through. Would this be at the stadium or in the arena?
If you mean arena where Burna Boy performs, then no. But I guess it was an arena. It was like Robot Wars without the Harlan. It was carnage, chaos, and I was consumed in it. I loved it. Of course, it was the stadium. But I was always outside. I was always amongst it.
I see, yes. Another repetitive cycle. You do like a habit, don't you? Strikers and now cup finals. What's next? Window shopping? Splashing the cash? We've got to get down to the cause of this, Matisse. Talk to me through these incidents.
Yeah, it's repetitive. It's frequent, fluctuating. I don't know what you want to call it, but it happens often. It's a cycle for sure. I'll explain it for you for sure. There's a lot to get through. So I made notes. I don't want to skip anything. So finally came to a session prepared. So like I said, when I was younger, we always used to run rings around Wembley. You know, we used to dominate. But 18-19 was the first time that I realized that my team and my group weren't as strong as they used to be. It's the first time that we started to lose lives out there. 18-19, that year it started there. We lost to City, I think, in a Community Shield, but we didn't really take that too seriously. I remember a lot of the main guys were out that day. We still had like Hazard and Loftus-Cheek, but it wasn't our best team as to what I was previously experienced with when I was younger. So I wasn't really thinking much of it. They said that, you know, that game didn't really mean much. Mainly just Arsenal fans that collect Community Shields, add them to the total of trophies won. We don't really care about it. So I said, all right, cool. And then in the same season, we lost to City again. And this one, it really stung. You know, the first one was like, nah. This one was like, nah. You know? You get me? We lost on penalties. The goalkeeper was trying to be a manager. Miscommunication, maybe Italian, Spanish. We were starting to diversify the group at that point, and let's just say that language courses are needed in any gang, especially if you want to go global. And I remember some flicks, from Loftus-Cheek, from Hazard, but we lost on penalties. So that was my first taste of defeat for a while at Wembley. And for the first time, the postcode, the community didn't feel safe. Felt like we had been, I don't know, felt like we were, like there was an intruder in our home. But I said, it happens. And then in 1920, we lost again to Arsenal, the team I just mocked a minute ago. Pulisic was injured. This was a chance for, at the time, the leader of the group, Lampard, to win his first trophy as a manager. So it meant a lot. And I remember, because I'd just come from my auntie's that day, and we were, bantering, joking, because she supports Arsenal. And I said to her, you're not ready for the Captain America. You're not ready. She thought I was talking about Marvel. I was like, no, I'm talking about Wembley, bro. Like, you're not ready for Captain America. You're not ready for the smoke he's on. Because he was shooting up the place them days. Lockdown, nothing to do, he was bored. He was moving mad. He was a menace to society, genuinely. Unemployed. Had nothing to do. He was just on benefits, he was on madness. He got injured. Took a knock, and we never really recovered from that. And we lost that fight as well. So that was the second time. I'm not really going to count the first. It's only a community shield. Then 2021, Leicester. Tielemans, his Belgian brother, never heard of him before. Rocked up in our ends and just smoked us again. Top corner, Kepa again. He didn't wear a bulletproof vest, right? And he just let it go right into the top corner. He wasn't ready. He wasn't prepared. He lost his life that day. Bless his heart. Bless his soul. And we had this guy called Benjamin Chilwell who he thought he'd equalise. He thought he took one of them guys out. He didn't. They were wearing a vest. So that got ruled out. And he looked a bit stupid. I'm not going to lie. We lost that. And that was an upset because we were heavy favourites, I know they were having a come up and they were the new kids on the block, but we were like, we thought we were ready for that one. We lost that one. And then 21-22, we lost to Liverpool on penalties under Tuchel. This one is crazy because we could have done a cup double here. And we lost on penalties to them in February. And then we lost on penalties again in May. Months in between. And this is when we were getting a lot of we got a lot of competition, a lot of regular games at Wembley. People were trying us. Because we'd lost so many times now, people were coming back saying, yo, this is not your ends. You don't feel comfortable in your own ends. We're going to come here and we're going to beat you too. And these guys rocked up, the Scouts from Merseyside, and they took their moments as well, twice on penalties. So that's 3 times overall on penalties. And 5, you could say 6 L's in a row. And I've gone from being amongst these leaders drunk, but like I said, champagne at the end of the Corona. Leaders, real men. We used to win all the time. I was chilling, vibing. I was there in person. I was outside. Now I don't leave my house. I'm afraid of Wembley. I don't go anymore. I went to that Liverpool one, the first one, and I had to put the camera down. I couldn't vlog it, honestly. penalty shootouts was too much to take. So now I do watch-alongs from home. I guess you could say I work from home. It's not safe out there anymore. So it's tough. And that's where we're at currently. That's where we are. It's a lot of PTSD. It's a lot of trauma. I don't know if it's gonna end. I guess that's what you're here for. So yeah, it's my notes.
I see, yes. Okay, I'm logging all of these into our system, which is something your team clearly lacks. By the sounds of it, your history with Liverpool seems to be particularly disturbing. May I advise you to practice taking shots from 12 yards in case the enemy is in front of you?
Let me get this straight. Are you encouraging crime?
Well, why do you think I'm not on camera? No face, no case, my friend.
Shots fired. That's what it sounds like. Because the whole time I've been speaking on football, I don't know what you're talking about. You sound like you're suspicious.
Okay, well, that is all we've got time for, I'm afraid, Matisse. I'm seeing on my system you've spent 1 billion already, so I'm sorry to say I have to up my prices. Be sure to book a follow-up appointment soon. Your 10th. Don't pretend you are not traumatized. And best of luck, Matisse, and I hope to see you soon. Oh, and Matisse, don't tell anyone that you've come here to speak to me.
I'll let you know how it goes. They've put me in a different position now. I'm not going in person, unfortunately. I've been scarred too many times. This time I might end up dead. So they got me on sniper duty from afar. So like I said, I'm just doing a watch along and I'll be able to see bird's eye view of what's going on. Hopefully we win this one. But yeah, I'll let you know what happens. Thanks, Jan. Much appreciated.
Thank you.